to finish off the GT6 or Spitfire armrest, we're going to open up the hole for the handbrake gaiter and fit the gaiter. So for that you're going to need your frame that you've foamed and fitted the cover to, the handbrake gaiter from the Park Lane Classics kit, some 528 or other good quality solvent based contact adhesive, a little pot to pour it into, good pair of scissors or a craft knife, a pencil to use as a straight edge, and a flat bladed screwdriver, and that's everything. Okay, we're about to do the front face now, so that we can put the handbrake gaiter in. But while I've been doing that, just checking it over, I've noticed that the seam here seems to be all wobbly. Can you see that? See how the flaps of the seam on the outside here, which is good, but then they switch over here. That's causing an ugly S. Now if I look inside, there you go, you can see where the seam has popped out into the front. So this is quite simple. All you need to do, got my finger in here, I'm just going to push the seam back to where it needs to be. There you go. Popped it over. Now we've got the seam sat where it needs to be, running down the side, and we get that nice straight, oh come here, nice straight appearance on the piping there. That's the importance of seam placement. We've got all the seams lying in the right place now, so now we can cut the centre of the handbrake gaiter hole. I can feel it's there and there and there, so I'm going to put my finger, poke it through. There we go. Start to cut a flap. I'm feeling with my finger, that's where the hole, the corner of the hole is. So I'm going to cut towards there. Up here. Again, with trimming, a lot of it is done with feel rather than your eyes. Down here, cut towards the corner. Down here. Wonderful. So I've cut the flaps. I'm going to do the top flap first. Now, difficulty will be getting it over that spike, the peg. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue it up first using 528. Glue it up first. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to use my finger. Sometimes you just need to get a little bit dirty. There you go. Put some glue on the flap. Gluing up the flap. There we go. Now I'm going to fold that over. Got that folded over, and I can see where the peg is on the flap. So I'm just going to pierce that with the scissors. Get in there. Cut the vinyl with a little hole, then that should slip over. this is less critical than the side panels and the front and back panels, because all the tension is already on the cover. There we go. That looks all right. What we don't want is to have a cut mark on the front face, and we've avoided that. And the peg is available for use down at the bottom. There we go. Again, you're going to have to work blind on that. Now on the bottom flap, we're going to cut away some of this front flap here, because it's fouling everything. I'm just going to trim that back. Might be easier with a craft knife, but I always end up cutting myself when I have a craft knife. My wife says that she'd prefer me never to touch another craft knife. I've had so many trips to accident and emergency. There we go. We're folding that over. That's looking okay. That flap's too long, so we're just going to trim that back. Every job has its fiddly parts. Here we go. Now I've managed to lose the peg off the bottom, so I'm just going to be folding that back. I'm going to do it with my finger again. Oh. Just get some glue on there, get some glue on that, on the flap. I'm going to let that tack up, and while that's tacking up, I'm going to find where to put the holes. I'm missing this peg, which is good news, and I'm just about missing that peg, but I might need to just trim it a little bit. So I'm just going to trim that side flap. Trim that side flap. Yep, that works, and we've still got that going over. That'll work. And then this side flap is a little more congested. Gonna need to trim the bottom peg, trim to fit around the bottom peg, and probably bodge a hole in the flap to go over the top peg. So let's do that. So everything from there, I can feel the peg is here. I can feel it. So I'm going to bodge a hole there so I can fit the peg over. There we go. Oh, hopefully you saw that. There we go. That's where it's going to be. And here we just need to trim a little bit around that. There we go. That's going to work well. So, bottom tab. This is tacky now, so I'm going to fold that over. Fold that over with my fingers. Squidge it down. Oh, need to trim a bit more off that peg. don't want that showing at the bottom. There we go, that looks nice. Right, so we're going to do this side next, because this side is the important side, because this side we've got the piping and we want the piping to be straight. Now this is where we get the pencil, so we're not doing it by eye, we're getting the help of the pencil to get us a nice straight edge along there. That's going to be looking good. Get the pencil, pull it, get the tension right. There you go. So let's get some glue on here and on the outside, on the flap. That can be tacking up. Then we do the inside flap, because that's going to be a lot easier. That'll be the last one to do. Oop. There you go. Get glue on the frame as well. Wiggle, wiggle. Jobs are good. Put some up in the corners. I'm not sure if I did that before. Clean my fingers off. Oh, glue. So we don't want the piping to be that floppy, so let's get it straight using the pencil as our guide. Put it over the peg that we made, the slot. There we go. Again, this is where you tweak things. That's outwards, so we're going to need to pull the cover a bit further in, so that's going to need a bit of trimming around the peg. This is where you take a bit of time and you're rewarded with it. Okay, just going to put some more glue on the inside because I feel it's a little bit lacking. There we go. There's my pencil. There you go. There you go. That's where it is. That's the straight. That's it being straight. That's me putting it down. That's going to look good. Oh, we've gone off screen a bit. Sorry about that. So, adjusting the tension here by pulling to make the piping go that way, or releasing it makes the piping go that way. So I want it to be there. Now I've got to hold it. There we go. That's looking good. That's looking really quite nice. Quite like that. And then we can just fold this flap around. We're just going to keep an eye on this piping here to make sure that stays straight. Don't want anything too extreme. And the wavy stakes. Once you get it stuck in place, you can leave it flap had crept backwards. There we go. Oh, that's doing down there. Right. This is going to get covered by the gaiter anyway. So let's have a fit of the gaiter and see how we look from there. So here's the gaiter. Now, one thing I would suggest you do is to open up the holes using a flat bladed screwdriver. That's how they come off the press, but if we just open them up with the screwdriver, just slip it through where there's the slit, and you can open them up nice and easily. Slot that in there. Jiggle, jiggle. We've got holes. There's the slit in the cover. There's the slit in the cover. You can feel the hole underneath. Comes through. So there you go. There's the slot. You can feel the hole. Jiggle, jiggle. This is the way that the pegs are going to go through. I'll cut these on the press this direction so that you get the lead in. There you go. That's that one. That's all of those done. Now to turn this through, push it through from the top. Boom. Hey presto. There you have it. Let's just clear it out. Now this seam goes at the bottom. There we go. Put the top peg in first, because that's the furthest away and most tricky. There we go. That's in place. Then again, you're ending up doing this blind. You can't do it. There's no other way around it. There you go. You can feel it. One there, and I'm doing this one now. There we go. That's on. That's on. Turn it over and do this top one first. I can feel it. There we go. Where is it? There we go. Cool. That's slotted on. And the bottom one. Right. So those are all in place. There we go. They're all in place. Like I say, I've lost the peg. I broke it earlier in the video for this one. I'm going to have a look, see what it looks like, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's one of those things with old cars. Bits break. So, just going to get a flat bladed screwdriver to bend over the pegs a bit. There you go. Don't need to go a long way, just enough to hold the gaiter in place. This time I'm starting at the bottom and working my way upwards. There you go, you can feel them. Just turning the tab over. There's no structural. I've ended up doing it 180 degrees. There you go, there's the tab. sticking up. I'm going to bend it over. I wonder if I can do it. I'll do it up against my chest is the easiest way. But you don't want to look at my chest. There you go. That's one done. That's the other one done. There you go. So, what do you think? With the bottom not quite held in place, I think I'm going to be alright with that. What I could do with that, if I wanted to, I could use some 528 glue, put that in there. I could put some silicone sealant, that's always good. Clamp that very lightly, because you don't want to mark this front piece. But you know what, I'm happy with that. I prefer that than to have to get a new frame. So that's where we've reached there. So that's the handbrake gaiter fitted. Right, last thing now is just to do all the finessing, make sure that we've got all the seams in the right place, and to clean up the glue. Well, I'm going to do the glue first, because there's only one way to remove glue off here, and that's with your thumb. You just rub it away once it's dry, and it rubs off. There's a bit there, you rub it, and it's gone. You can catch the light, rub it away. Automotive vinyl, automotive leather, it's designed for use with solvent based contact adhesive, so you're not going to cause any damage with it. You can rub it away like that. Take a bit of time, get your thumb nice and warm. There you go. See, it's as if it's was never there. These pieces, well, you don't. Some people fit the armrest in place first, fit that, and leave that flap over the top loose. Other people glue this down over the top of the screw or the bolt, or other people glue this down, trim it, and then screw through. Do you know what? That's the joy of classic cars, is that everyone is individual. Right, here I'm just going to trim off the foam. There you go. You won't be, in the car you're looking at it like that, so you won't be able to see it. Do this one. Put those away. There's bits of glue all over it. I'll keep finding those. The seams look okay. I'm just wondering there whether it's sat right. What I'm doing the rock method again. You're squashing the foam down, and you're feeling where the seam is. That seam's running down the side, that seam is running on the top, and that's why I'm getting that unevenness there. So press down, flip the seam flaps so that they're running down the sides. There we go. Again. it's all just little bits that will make it look better. Minutes finessing it before it goes in the car, and you're going to have a really nice armrest. Remember all the squashing that we did of the foam? We've still got a lot of padding in there. Yeah, it's going to be really good, and that I suggest is going to look absolutely fantastic when you take some photos of that, post it on the internet. Hopefully you found some use in this video, you've enjoyed it. If you do, give me a thumbs up down below. It really does make a huge difference, so that other people can get to find this video and my other videos that I've got coming up. If you want to know when those videos are coming up, click on subscribe. I've got some more videos coming up in a link after this. So I've been Owen Lloyd from Park Lane Classics, doing a Triumph Spitfire or GT6 Mk3 armrest kit. Cheers.